Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Legion Teaches History, Chapter 1, Section 2. That's right. Today we continue Chapter 1, Section 2. I will be doing these videos. I will have a video for you every Monday and every Friday. This does take a little bit more time, so that's why I need a little bit more time to complete them. But you can check out my other channels in the meantime if you'd like to. Legion Games 2076, Legion Talk, or you can check us out, Legion Eats. That's right, I try crazy foods. I have many channels, and here we go. Let's continue Section 2, back at the grind. Studying geography. If you were there, your parents are historians researching a city that disappeared long ago. You go with them to a library to help search for clues to the city's location and fate. While thumbing through a dusty old book, you find an ancient map stuck between two pages. Marked on the map are rivers, forests, mountains, and a straight line that looks like roads. It is a map that shows the way to the lost city. How can this map help you find the city? Building background. You have read how historians and archaeologists help us learn about the past. Another group of scholars, geographers, also contribute to our study of history. Studying places and people. When you hear about an event on the news, the first question you ask may be, where did it happen? And who was there? Historians ask the same questions about events that happened in the past. That is why they need to study geography. Geography is the study of the Earth's physical and cultural features. These features include mountains, rivers, people, cities, and countries. Physical geography. Physical geography is the study of the Earth's land and features. People who work in this field are called physical geographers. They study landforms, the natural features of the land's surface. Mountains, valleys, plains, and other such places are landforms. Physical geographers also study climate, the pattern of weather conditions that in a certain area over a long period of time. Climate is not the same as weather. Weather is the conditions at a specific time and place. If you say that your city has cold winters, you are talking about climate. If you say it is below freezing and snowing today, you are talking about the weather. Physical geography, the study of the Earth's physical features and processes such as mountains, rivers, oceans, rainfall, and climate, including the section of California's coast. Human geography, the study of the Earth's people, including their way of life, homes and cities, beliefs, and travels, such as these children in the African country of Tanzania. Geography, the study of the Earth's physical and cultural features. Climate affects many features of a region. For example, it affects plant life. Tropical rainforests require warm air and heavy rain, while a dry climate can create deserts. Climate also affects landforms. For example, constant wind can wear down mountains into flat plains. Although climate affects landforms, landforms can also affect climate. For example, the coast ranges in Northern California are mountains parallel to the Pacific coast. As air presses up against these mountains, it rises and cools. Any moisture that the air was carrying falls as rain. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the range, the Central Valley stays dry. In this way, a mountain range creates two very different climates. Landforms and climates are part of a place's environment. The environment includes all the living and non-living things that affect life in an area. This includes the area's climate, land, water, plants, soil, animals, and other features. Human geography. The other branches of geography is human geography, the study of people and the places where they live. Specialists in human geography study many different things about people and their cultures. What kind of work do people do? How do they get their food? What are their homes like? What religions do they practice? Human geography also deals with how the environment affects people. For example, how do people who live near rivers protect themselves from floods? How do people who live in deserts survive? Do different environments affect the size of families? Do people in certain environments live longer? Why do some diseases spread easily in some environments but not in others? As you can see, human geographers study many interesting questions about people and the past. Reading check. Summarizing, what are the two main branches of geography? As we saw, physical geography, and human geography. Studying location. Both physical and human geographers study location. Location tells where something is. Every place on Earth has an absolute location and many relative locations. No two places in the world are exactly alike. Even small differences between places can lead to major differences in how people live. That is why geographers try to understand the effects that different locations have on human populations or groups of people. By comparing locations, geographers learn more about the factors that affected each of them. For example, they may study why a town grew in one location while a town nearby got smaller. I'm just checking the stats, guys, just making sure. Okay. Learning from maps. To study various locations, geographers use maps. A map is a drawing of an area. Some maps show physical features. Others show cities and the boundaries of states or countries. Most maps have symbols to show different things. For example, large dots often stand for cities. Blue lines show where rivers flow, and most maps include a guide to show direction. People have been making maps for more than 4,000 years. Maps help with many activities. Planning battles, looking for new lands, and designing new city parks all require good maps. On the first day of class, you may have used a map of your school to find your classroom. And this is an example of a map. I'm going to let you guys real quick. As you can see, the study in maps. By studying and comparing maps, you can see how a place's physical and human features are related. This is a physical map. We have Alabama, Georgia, Florida. This is elevation. This lets us know the elevation in colors corresponding. The Florida Everglades, the Gulf of Mexico, Appalachia Bay, Tampa Bay, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Florida Keys. This is a Florida climate map. Alabama, Georgia, the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, Appalachia Bay, Tampa Bay, and the Florida Keys. We have the Everglades, humid subtropical and humid tropical. You can see this is right here is humid tropical. All of this is humid subtropical. I live in Florida and it's definitely hot. What are some of Florida's main physical features? Where are the state's highest elevations? We discussed that. Number 2, what climates are found in Florida? How are the climate regions related to Florida's physical features, as we previously discussed? Learning about regions. Scholars study areas that vary in size from entire continents to smaller areas, such as a region, a country, or even a single city. A region is an area with one or more features that make it different from surrounding areas. These features may be physical, such as forests or grasslands. There may also be differences in climate. For example, a desert area is a type of region. Physical barriers such as mountains and rivers often form a region's boundaries. Human features can also define regions. An area with many cities is one type of region. An area with only farms is another type. Some regions are identified by the language that people there speak. Other regions are identified by the religion their people practice. Reading check. What are some types of features that can be identify a region? Primary source, book. What geography means. Some people think of geography as the ability to read maps or name state capitals, but as geographer Kenneth C. Davis explains, geography is much more. It is related to almost every branch of human knowledge. Geography doesn't simply begin and end with maps showing the location of all countries of the world. In fact, such maps don't necessarily tell us much. No. Geography poses fascinating questions about who we are and how we got to be that way, and then provides clues to the answers. It is impossible to understand history, international politics, the world economy, religions, philosophy, or patterns of culture without taking geography into account. Kenneth C. Davis. Florida population. This is a population density map right here. It's going to tell you we have the Florida state capital, which is Tallahassee. We have Pensacola, Florida, Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, St. Petersburg, Key West, Miami. One dot represents 25,000 people. So it's going to give you all the population density. Obviously, Miami is going to be the biggest population density on this map. Florida roads. This is going to give us all the roads. All the red lines are interstate highways, as you can see. All the gray ones are other highways. Question 3. Where are Florida's two main population centers? What kind of climate is found in these areas? Question 4. How are Florida's roads related to its physical features? How are they related to its population centers? One way you can see how geography has shaped history is by studying the locations of cities. Certain locations have strategic advantages over others, and as a result, people choose to create cities there. For example, the city of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, has easy access to the ocean and breathtaking scenery, as seen in this photo right here. Geography and history. Geography gives us important clues about the people and places that came before us. Like detectives, we can piece together a great deal of information about ancient cultures by knowing where people lived and what the area was like. Geography affects resources. In areas, geography was critical to early settlements. People could survive only in areas where they could get enough food and water. Early people settled in places that were rich in resources, materials found in the earth that people need and value. All through history, people have used a variety of resources to meet their basic needs. In early times, essential resources including water, animals, fertile land, and stones for tools. Over time, people learned to use other resources including metals such as copper, gold, and iron. Geography shapes culture. Geography also influenced by the early development of cultures. Early peoples, for example, developed vastly different cultures because of their environments. People who lived along rivers learned to make fish hooks and boats, while those far from rivers did not. People who lived near forests built homes from wood. In other areas, builders had to use mud or stone. Some people developed religious beliefs based on the geography of their area. For example, ancient Egyptians believed that the god Hapi 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 controlled the Nile River. Geography also played a role in the growth of civilizations. The world's first societies formed along rivers. Crops grown on the fertile land along these rivers fed large populations. Some geographic features could also protect areas from invasion. A region surrounded by mountains or deserts, for example, was hard for attackers to reach. Geography influences history. Geography has helped to shape history and has affected the growth of societies. People in areas with many natural resources could use their resources to get rich. They could build glorious cities and powerful armies. Features such as rivers also made trade easier. Many societies became rich by trading goods with other peoples. On the other hand, geography has also caused problems. Floods, for example, have killed millions of people. Lack of rainfall has brought deadly food shortages. Storms have wrecked ships, and with them, the hopes of conquerors. In the 1200s, for example, a people known as the Mongols tried to invade Japan. However, most of the Mongol ships were destroyed by a powerful storm. Japanese history may have been very different if the storm had not occurred. The relationship between geography and people has not been one sided. For centuries, people have influenced their environments in positive and negative ways. People have planted millions of trees. They have also created new lakes in the middle of deserts. People have also created wastelands where forests once grew and built dams that flooded ancient cities. This interaction between humans and their environments has been a major factor in history. It continues to this day. Reading check. Summarizing in what ways has geography shaped human history? Summary and preview. The field of geography includes physical geography and human geography. Geography has had a major influence on history. In the next chapter, you will learn how geography affected the first people. Section 2, assessment. Reviewing ideas, terms, and people. Define. What is geography? Summarize. What are some of the topics included in human geography? Describe. Identify a region near where you live and explain what sets it apart as a region. Predict. How might a map of the city's landforms help an official who is planning a new city park? Recall. Where did early people tend to settle? Compare and contrast. How could a river be both a valuable resource and a problem for a region? Critical thinking, comparing and contrasting. Use your note-taking chart, compare and contrast physical and human geography. Focus on writing, understanding what geographers do. In this section, you learned how geographers contribute to the study of history. What is the difference between a physical geographer and a human geographer? Excellent. Now, as we end this section, I want to say thank you very much for everybody who has watched this video. Like I said, I will be uploading these videos every Monday and every Friday. I need a little bit more time to complete these. In the meantime, check out my other channels: Legion Games 2076, Legion Talk, Legion Eats, and obviously you're on Legion Teaches History. I do have other channels in the works, and I appreciate all of you guys watching these videos. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your responses to the Section 2 assessment in the comments below. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.